I had first aid training today, and I always ask what to do with CPR if someone has giant boobs. And it's always just like, just move them out of the way. It's like, I don't know if you understand.
I also don't know, but I assume there's still a sternum there.
It's just covered. But I guess, like, if you're lying on your back, gravity happens.
And I think the assumption is, like, if you're doing CPR, you're also prepping for an AED, so, like,
yeah,
the tits are out.
Tits are out.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the tits being out. I'm worried about the tits being in the way.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Midlight Crisis, a real podcast hosted by three grown-up biologists revisiting books from our teens, and it's totally cool. I am one of your hosts, Sophie, and today I have a lifestyle, and I am from a place. I think I forgot that 2 episodes ago I said, like, I come from an illustrious lineage of job havers. And I think I'm just going to stick with that one.
I like that one.
An illustrious lineage of job havers.
Lineage, huh?
Yeah, lineage. Lineage. Oh my God.
No, a lineage.
No, go delete everything. Start over the whole podcast. No. Okay. I have a job and I'm from a place. And that job / lifestyle and place that I'm from is a tapestry mechanic. From the theme park of astrology.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Theme park of astrology is a lot.
It's a lot. Tapestry mechanic is also a lot.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
What are the mechanics I'm mechanicking?
You like maintain the machine that weaves the tapestries.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, it's the Industrial Revolution.
That's the least interesting version of that. I was hoping that it was a mechanical tapestry.
And what is that?
I don't know. That's what I needed you guys for. Like, you know those billboards that are made up of like slices and they just flip through them? It's that, but it's a tapestry.
But it's art.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's hanging on your wall, and each of the threads slowly rotates until it's a new tapestry. Cool. It would be cool. You would need a mechanic for that.
You would, yeah. So many little parts.
Yeah, that really shows how whimsical my brain is, because I didn't even consider that it would be the machine that makes the tapestries. I was like, this is fun. And the theme park of astrology is just fake horoscopes.
Yeah, it's like Disneyland, but for a slightly different audience.
Yeah. It's
basically
like
the same though. I feel like Disney adults and people who are really into astrology have a very strong overlap.
Yeah, the theme park of astrology, I feel like, would be you walk into like a fun house, but it's like the Scorpio fun house. And then there's just a bunch of people acting like Scorpios.
Like Scorpios? What does a Scorpio act like?
I don't know. I think that's one of the ones that people are like, no fucking Scorpios. Am I right, everybody? You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
None of us know enough about astrology to be able to goof on this properly.
Yeah. And then there's a mirror house for Virgos, but all the mirrors are just regular mirrors because the Virgos couldn't deal with them being different sizes and shapes.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like, they all just make you look like a young woman, no matter what you actually look like.
Yeah.
You're just like, yep, a virgin.
Yeah, I don't know anything about any other astrologies.
I was going to say, I literally only know about Cancer, Leo, and Scorpio. Outside of that, I know nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. I only know that Virgos like things to be tidy and organized because Jenna Marbles is a Virgo. Mm-hmm. And I know that Aries are chaotic because Jenna Marbles' husband is an Aries.
Oh, yeah. I knew that one too.
That's all I know.
And Libras are supposed to be balanced.
Like the scale.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm one of those. I am deeply
so
unbalanced.
Balanced.
Are you like a border one like me? Because I identify as the one that I'm technically not, but depending on which one you look at, I could be either. So
right.
No, I'm pretty in there.
You're pretty in
that
there.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Maybe in 1992, the stars were different, you know?
I mean, if I had been born on
ago.
my due date, I could have been a Virgo, but
I'm a Virgo.
I wasn't. I'm a Virgo.
Anyway,
Virgo. Please clean it up.
We're leaving the theme park of astrology and we're heading to the next place to talk to whoever's there. Who are you, the next person?
I guess that's me. My name is Sam, and I am a doohickey follower from the moon base of office work.
Oh no.
Oh no, the most boring moon base.
No, it was so whimsical and fun until you had to be in an office.
Yeah.
It's
like real life had to come and slam down in my fantasies.
The moon base doesn't even have like a company associated with it. It's just office work.
It's just office work. Maybe it's all co-working space.
You just have
there was
to
just like not
file
enough
things.
Office space.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm leaving the moon base.
Leaving the moon base. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Well, a doohickey follower is fun.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Just follow that doohickey. Who even knows?
Follow the doohickeys.
Follow the doohickeys wherever they lead.
A collection of doohickeys
around
the world to collect the doohickey of doohickiness.
Yeah.
I don't like this the more I'm talking.
The doohickey, truly you're just Ariel, the Little Mermaid.
That's what I was going to go, and then I was like, is that weird? And I was like,
No, I think you're right.
I think you're right.
Nice.
Got your doohickeys and galores or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, how fun.
How fun.
Gadgets and gizmos.
Well, yeah. I hope you're getting overtime for staying in the moon base of office work right now, but
it's like a sci-fi like company town. You can't leave the moon base, and you can only buy things from the moon base.
Yeah.
I think I hate that more.
I think it's worse, actually.
I think that's worse.
It sounds like it was, or they're trying to trick you into thinking it was like a nice, fun, whimsical place to be, but it's just corporate slavery.
Yeah. Wow,
so like
on that
reality.
Note.
On that
How
note,
fun.
Hello.
Hello.
I am Hannah.
Yeah.
And I am here representing the Galaxy Galvanizers from the space station of Rubber Ducks.
See, that's a way cooler space
We're both
place.
in space.
We're both in space. We're both sci-fi.
Yep. Sorry, you're a Galaxy Galvanizer?
That's me.
Okay,
I make
like
sure
welding?
that the galaxies don't get stuck together.
Oh.
I think galvanization prevents seizing? ? It prevents corrosion.
Sounds correct.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, it prevents corrosion. So I go around and make sure that the galaxies don't decay.
Yeah, wow. That's a
Dang,
pretty
that sounds
important job. Yeah.
Wow. I wonder what I did to get promoted to this position.
Stopping entropy one galaxy at a time.
Oh my god, that is something that... You know when people are like, I need to build so many retaining walls to keep the house that I built on a sandbar from being washed away by the tide? That sort of feels like what I'm trying to do, maybe. Be like, no.
You feel a little bit like you're in a Douglas Adams book, you know?
Oh yeah, sure.
I
haven't read one yet.
Hitchhiker's Guide. Yeah, I think you would fit right in.
Okay.
Is your space station full of rubber ducks or made of rubber ducks?
Oh, I was imagining it just the shape of rubber ducks.
Oh,
like there's a giant rubber duck floating around in space and people live in it.
Secret third thing.
It's very Austin Powers.
That is very Austin Powers somehow.
Yeah, right? Like I was like, wait, is it sexy? But it's not, but it does fit. Like it would be in Austin Powers for some reason.
Yeah, rubber ducks.
I don't know why.
Rubber ducks bracket, not the sexy kind.
Not in a sexy way.
Listen, I have like a certified soup brain today, so
okay, I was
anything that comes out of my mouth.
Campbell's soup brain.
Campbell's soup brain.
I still
Chicken noodle soup brain.
It would be in an Austin Powers.
I think so. I don't know why you're right, but I think you're right. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, it would be.
It's fine.
Anyways.
Well, what a fun and whimsical place we're in today. All of us separately in our different places.
Separate places.
All of our separate
I think
places.
Sam's in the corporate rim of the Murderbot series, which is decidedly not whimsical, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't know what that reference means, but sure.
Mine's not whimsical. It's just going to exist at some point, and I'm going to be mad about it. But anyway, the reason we have jobs in our different places, obviously, is because we are reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare, the book series where people have jobs and are from places.
Yep.
The only ones.
That's what's true about them.
Yep. And I literally never remember, but I think Sam is going to tell us what happened in the chapter this week. Yes.
It's me.
Okay, good.
Hell yeah.
All right. So, chapter 9 takes us on a subway ride away from Luke's house and straight to the Institute with Simon in tow and a complete brush off of the encounter with Jace's father's murderers.
Yeah.
But don't worry. They'll come back up about 5 more times for the chapter. Our trio arrives at the Institute and Simon is confused by the ratty old church he has been brought to, but his unseeing eyes can't see the true beauty of the building, which makes sense because he's the first mundane ever brought there, apparently.
Mundi.
Yeah.
Mundi.
They encounter Church the cat, not the building, who Jace asks to take them to Hodge, but Church decides instead to take them to the kitchen, where Isabel is cooking a questionable soup. Maybe it's my brain. And Simon falls in instant lust.
Yeah.
They leave Simon to his hard eyes, and Church takes Clary and Jace to the greenhouse to Hodge finally. Jace goes over what happened with the Forsaken and Luke's house, blah, 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 blah. And then we get the biggest bomb drop yet, which makes sense because this is the end of part 1, The Dark Descent. And we find out that Valentine's group is called The Circle, had a whole plot to kill all the Downworlders, and Clary's mom was a part of it because she was, gasp, Valentine's wife.
Oh, we called it.
Who could have foreseen it except for all of us?
Except for all of us, we all knew it was coming.
Yeah, because she's not like the other girls.
She's not like the other girls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just to get it out of the way, because we're not going to talk about it. This was not a good chapter to read today with the amount of fascism they talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're just going to be like, rude, ow. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I realized
Bullshit.
I was too young when I read this the first time because, like, obviously it's like all bad, whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize quite how bad, and then I realized that she was doing an analogy of boomers and millennials. Anyways,
Wow.
Was she?
Fine.
Wait, what? Hold on.
no,
Explain.
no, but it's just that like all the adults in the series
Think that
were like part of the circle.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's sort of the impression I was getting because Hodge
And
said
then-
he was
yeah.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you find out more and more, but like every adult you have met so far was involved in the circle.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's wild.
And so like
It's wild.
all of the kids represent the like, I don't know, I guess Gen X millennials trying to like, you know.
Salvage it at the time. Yeah.
Trying to not elect fascists.
Weird.
Yeah. Weird.
Weird. Anyway, that's not related to anything happening now. Good thing this
No.
is all in the past.
Yeah, good fiction.
Good fiction. The other thing about The Circle is that all I can think about is the reality TV show. So for like 2 seconds, I was imagining all of the adult Shadowhunters in the Circle TV show.
Oh my god, I wonder if somebody's done a fan fiction of that now.
If not, somebody should.
Oh, that's so funny.
Because
Oh,
I feel like
fuck.
all of them in their little rooms being like, hashtag fuck downworlders. Oh, wait, they can't say fuck in The Circle.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, can they?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, hashtag downworlders are the worst. Anyway,
Yeah, good one.
I wouldn't do well on The Circle.
For the members of the audience, and definitely not the podcast, who aren't familiar with The Circle, what is the premise of this show?
Oh, let me
Sam can tell you.
Okay.
It's a social media competition show of basically how to get the most popular online. And
Oh, God.
basically, everyone's in their own apartments and they have no contact with each other except through the app, which is called The Circle. And it's on like every TV screen, whatever, in the room that you're in.
Okay.
So you either go in as like yourself and you build a profile, or you catfish as somebody else, and your whole goal is to be like the most liked person, and whoever ends up like ranked number 1 by the end of it is the winner, and you win. I don't remember. I think it's like $100,000. Actually, maybe it's 250,000. I don't remember.
You can like
So,
DM
yeah.
people, or you can tweet, essentially.
Yeah, and they all talk with hashtags, which I don't know
so many
why.
hashtags.
I think it was like when the show first came out, like Twitter was kind of in its prime, so
Yeah.
it was kind of like,
I'd do it.
oh, if people are tweeting about it, they'll use these hashtags that the contestants are using, so they're like almost encouraged by production to like use these hashtags.
Right.
Whereas like now Twitter has like gone down its rabbit hole or whatever, Instagram, whatever, they still use hashtags, but they're not the same as like what they used to be.
Yeah.
It's a very weird show.
The part
yeah.
that was just making me laugh the most about thinking about all these Shadowhunters being in it is that like they don't type anything out because it's a show, so they have to like say it. So they're standing there being like circle, like send, and then they're just like, wow, everyone, I can't believe that happened. Hashtag shock and awe. Heart eyes emoji. This shocked face emoji. Rainbow emoji. Send.
Devil face emoji.
Yeah. And I'm just like, the crossover would be very funny.
It would be.
Dang, that is funny.
Hashtag Valentine forever with the number 4.
Uh-huh.
Heart eyes emoji. That was Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Hashtag circle fam for life.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, that was the first thing I thought.
Wow.
Because I don't watch The Circle, but Sam does, and therefore I watch The Circle like 15% of the season.
Yeah, it's true.
I walk by and then don't leave for like an hour.
Because she gets secretly invested in it and then wants to keep watching it, so then she doesn't go downstairs.
Yeah.
And then she goes downstairs, but she wants to keep watching it with me, but she never keeps watching it with me.
They get too cringy. My cringe-o-meter gets too full, and then I have to leave to let it wear off a bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Do you do the dad thing where you say you're not going to like watch the show and then you just stand in the middle of the room and look at the TV for 45 minutes?
Yeah.
She stands by the stairwell. She did that for one of them.
Yeah, holding my tea until it gets cold.
Oh, that's so funny.
Sometimes it's funny. She'll stand there for like a minute and then go down. But there was one, I don't remember which show it was now, where you stood there for like a solid like 5 minutes and then you eventually were just like, you just sat down.
Yeah, I was like, okay. I feel like it was the first time you were watching Too Hot to Handle. And I was like, pardon? What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, it might have been.
And then I just stayed. Anyway.
Yeah.
It would be funny if they were on this show, is what I'm saying.
That would be funny.
So the actual content of this chapter. The first thing I want to talk about is that I wrote in all caps, I'm sorry, Jace used his Steely to lock up.
Yeah.
But then I looked it up, and apparently you can lockpick a lock closed. So if he lockpicked it open, then I guess he can lockpick it closed again.
Did he even lockpick it open, or did he just put a rune on it that opened it and then...
I'm pretty sure he just put a rune on it.
Well, either way.
Magical lockpick.
The egg is on my face, because he can do that.
I agree that it is like kind of a wild sentence. And it's like, you could just lock the door. You don't need to use magic. You could probably just lock it.
Are you not telling me that if you had magic, would you not use it for every
I would.
simple task ever?
Yeah. He's showing off for his new crush, Clary.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. And also Simon is there. He has to show off in front of Simon.
Yeah, to show how much cooler he is.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on board.
Yeah. I mean, look, depending on what kind of doorknob it is, maybe you can't just lock it behind you. If it's one of the deadbolt ones, you need a key for that.
It's like, I didn't think this deeply about it because why would I?
Well, joke's on you.
Joke's on me. I feel like it would make perfect sense for Clary to have a key. Although I guess maybe she doesn't have it with her. But she probably has a key to Luke's place.
She probably does, but she doesn't have her own stuff.
So this was a pointless addendum.
Anyway, thanks for coming with us on this pointless side quest. No, it was fine.
I did also enjoy the throwaway line about how Clary, like, activates her sight to see through the glamour on the church.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, she just describes it as letting her mind relax. And I was like, well, no wonder I do not have the sight. My mind has never been relaxed a day in its life.
Yeah.
So, there we go. We've solved it.
It's interesting because she says she lets her mind relax, but then she, like, imagines essentially, like, wiping away the glamour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's interesting because that feels like she's doing magic,
Oh.
you know? Because you're, like, actively doing something.
Doing a thought.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm assuming magic is the Harry Potter magic where they have to, like, say words. Maybe not.
I can't fully remember, but I think this is, you find out a bit more for, like, Clary specifically of why her thing is like this, but it's more like a fact there's, like, a block in her brain. So
Oh, right. You said that, didn't you?
she has to, like, actively
meditate.
think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, like, once Jason or normal Shadowhunters who've grown up with it, like, they don't really, it's just there, right? Whereas she still has to, like, fight for it. Like, she still has to, like, work to get it to work. But that's only just because of, like, things done to her.
Okay. So if she didn't have magic on her, she would just be able to see things. Okay.
Yeah, because, like, glamours don't work on other, like, down, like, it's only meant to work on mundanes or, like, mundanes without the sight. So if you have the sight, like, you just see everything, like, normal.
Right. Okay.
But whereas she's still kind of in between, she still has to, like, actively tell her brain, like, oh, you can see that or whatever. But in some cases, like, when she first sees the trio, obviously, like, she sees them and her brain doesn't have to think about it, but it's still not, like, fully gone. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Neat. I did like that this is also true, I think, in Holly Black books. Just of note is that this is a U.S. author, like American author, writing with U.S. spelling. But whenever you get to, like, fairy stuff and you talk about glamours, glamour is always spelled with a U.
Okay, I was wondering about that too.
And I'm guessing it's because, like, glamour with a U is how, like, I don't know, fairies and stuff are from the British Isles. And so glamour can only be spelled when you're talking about fairy glamours, the magical kind, as with the U. Because if you spelled it without a U, you'd be like, what? That's not the fairy kind. That's a different kind.
Interesting.
That's what I was thinking, you know?
That didn't even cross my mind.
Or that it helps you separate it from the other, like, glamour's other meaning. Because you're like, oh, it's spelled differently.
When Simon says, if this is your idea of glamour, I'm having second thoughts about letting you make me over, because he's a sassy little guy. That's still spelled with a U, even though
That's
he
true.
means the other meaning.
That's
I don't know,
true.
my only note about this was, I like that this ebook has Canadian spellings, and then a, like, sub-tab, oh, never mind, because the next line is, you're not sensible of the honor I'm doing you, spelled it incorrectly.
Spelled honor.
Honor.
Honor. Yeah.
Anyway, I am wondering if Jace says to Simon, you'll be the first mundane who has ever been inside the Institute. I wonder if that's true. I wonder if Simon is going to end up being something else. Because he feels uneasy being in the Institute, also.
He is a human at this point.
At this point. Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we sort of all assume.
Yeah.
Something's going to happen to this guy.
Something's going to happen to this poor fella.
No, he is a mundane at this point.
Okay. So he's not, like, secretly a demon.
Yeah.
No. He's a human or mundane. Okay. But I also second guess that because Cassandra Clare also has another quote in this book which she, like, blatantly disregards in her prequel trilogies.
Oop.
And now I'm trying to, like, remember
which part it is.
Well, no, I think because all the prequels take place in Europe, so I don't actually know if... I feel like him being, like, the first mundane to enter the Institute is probably not true, but maybe it is. I don't know. But there's another point in this chapter where she says something, and I was just like, you didn't follow through with that, sweetie.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh,
that's
interesting.
fine.
Yeah.
Well, I assumed the discomfort is because he's mundane and there's like magic and runes in the building.
Yeah.
And he's
You're
like,
probably right.
I could be turned into a Forsaken if I stay here. Angel magic is here.
Yeah. Angel magic is here. Yeah, I think I was just trying to read into it because I was like, this is a YA fantasy book.
What?
Everybody is going to be special in some way.
Us reading into one of the books we're reading? That's crazy.
Yeah, you're crazy, girl.
Crazy.
Speaking of crazy, I was fully convinced that there was going to be something absolutely buck wild in Hodge's carefully labeled Tupperware in the communal fridge, but it was just spaghetti.
That is buck wild.
Especially if they're eating it for breakfast. But I was like, "They're
not today." I can't do this too.
I was like, Hodge is not just a regular guy. He's got to be eating something super weird. I spent like 2 sentences so convinced for there to be something unsettling in those Tupperware.
It's angel spaghetti.
Angel spaghetti. Angel hair pasta.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Anyway, turns out the actual unsettling thing in the kitchen was Isabel's soup.
Yeah, it's SpaghettiOs, but instead of letters, it's just runes.
It's just angel runes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And the way listen. Clary gets annoyed that Simon falls instantly in love with Isabel.
No, Clary is definitely in love with Simon and just doesn't realize.
Clary's all over the place, you know?
True. Yes.
You know?
I do know.
I mean, I feel like where I'm landing is that they both are like they don't really get how they feel for each other. Like, you know, I feel like it's hard sometimes, especially when you're super young. Super young. How old are they? 15?
15.
Yeah, okay. Super
Are they
young.
16 yet? Is it her birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
It's
but
her
like,
birthday, it's later on in the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you're that age and you have hormones and everything's going on, it can be like hard to figure out if you're friends with someone or like you actually have romantic feelings for them. And I feel like that's probably where they're at. Like they don't have a ton of other friends.
True.
They're best friends. And they're just like, well, maybe we're in love with each other.
Maybe.
But then actually they're in love with Isabel and Jace.
Yeah, they're in love with Shadowhunters, turns out.
Yeah. I do get really annoyed at characters who just like are supposed to be in love with someone and then they instantly fall in love with someone else the minute they see them. I'm like, you're supposed to be like pining after this other person and then you just like switched instantly.
You're like, anyway. This hot guy.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I always saw it as like Clary's insecurities kind of coming out because like she never sees herself as the one being like the one the guy picks.
Right.
So like with Simon's like picked her, they're best friends, and then all of a sudden Isabel's there and then she's nothing anymore. I mean, I agree. There's definitely like some like notes here of like she's like obviously upset, whatever. I don't know. I wouldn't say that they're in love with each other, but again, I'm biased. I don't know. It's just I more saw it as like her insecurities coming out and that all of a sudden her best friend is paying attention to another female and she's like, oh, I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not getting the attention. So like, and she obviously sees Isabel as this like hot woman she wishes she could like kind of be sort of thing. Right? Like she doesn't like any part of her. And so I don't know. That's like
no, that's fair.
My take on it, but again, I know what happens, so like I'm reading it through a different lens, and I don't know. I just like even when I remember reading it as a kid, I was like Simon and Clary. It was never meant to be. Like it was never right.
I mean, Simon is pretty annoying, you know.
Yeah,
he's really annoying in this chapter.
But he is like the perfect epitome of a like 15-year-old boy.
Oh my god, he's the worst. They're all the worst.
I don't want to spend much time with 15-year-olds of any gender, so
no,
it's fair that I'm finding them annoying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said that, or I found Simon unfortunately very relatable because he like can't stop making very slightly rude jokes. And I'm like, uh-huh. Just didn't think before you said that one, huh?
Yeah.
I get it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
As I was reading this chapter, I was like, would I do what Simon's doing, or would I be like, wow, good luck, Clary, see ya? Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm very selfish, but I would not be like, I'm gonna come on a dangerous journey with you. I would be like, it's 8 p.m. I'm going home.
yeah.
Bye.
I'm thinking maybe as a 15-year-old I might do this, but as a 30-year-old,
as a 30-year-old, I would like to sit on my couch, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But wow.
I tried to look up to see if there were any actual soup or stew recipes that use peanuts, fish, olive, and tomato, and I couldn't find any.
Ugh.
In case anyone was wondering.
The fish is the outlier for me,
fish
personally.
Is the problem. Like, the rest of it seems like it would be fine.
Fine, yeah.
But the fish is kind of a problem.
The fish is a lot. Like, fish soup. Nah.
Fish in general is a very strong flavor. I mean, I guess all 4 of these things are pretty strong flavors.
Yeah.
You should put a banana in there.
Yeah. Blend it right in.
Just blend it right in.
Blend it right in there.
Isabel can't cook because she's a warrior.
Yeah.
And also she's too hot.
Yeah. They, like, Jace reveals that, like, oh, Isabel never learned to cook, really, because her mom was worried that if she learned how to cook, they would make her stay at home and cook, because the previous generation of Shadowhunters is the first time that women were allowed to be
a lie
hunters.
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Okay, interesting. Elaborate.
No, her prequel series, they're all fucking trained. They're all fighting. Like, yeah, there's like an issue in one of them where like there's a woman fighting to be the head of an institute, but it's in the 1800s, and like she's the first woman like trying to get to be the head of the institute, which fair. But like all of the women in her in those ones are trained to fight. Like, anyways, makes me mad.
Huh. Okay,
That's interesting.
I'm coming around to my new theory, which is that Isabel told this to the others so that she wouldn't have to cook.
Yeah. She's weaponized incompetence.
No, this theme like continues on through the first trilogy, and I don't think she ever intended to like make it this whole like huge multiverse thing with like a bunch of spin-off series.
Right. And she's like, if I'm gonna do a prequel, I can't have only men.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. And then she was like criticized for the most recent one because of how many LGBTQ plus characters there were.
Okay.
And because people were like, well, not people, shitty people.
Right.
Were like,
yeah.
Oh, this isn't historically accurate.
Oh my
blah,
God.
blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
to the magic
you
realm.
don't fucking know anything. Like, it's, like, the amount of shit that was going on. My problem with that series is that there's just too many characters.
Oh, that's a problem.
That's difficult, yeah.
No issue with, like, the representation. It's fine. In that series specifically, like, all the women Shadowhunters are fighting.
Oh my God.
One of the main female characters has a sword, Cortana, and is, like, the main wielder of it.
Wow.
I don't remember what year this is. I think it's, like, late 1800s. But I will say she did, like, I think her original intent was that, like, female Shadowhunters were, like, marginalized and everything. But, like, it's a lie that Isabel's mother's generation was, like, the first generation. Like,
okay, I do have a question, though, because I know that in real world history, like, women joined the workforce, they did a bunch of stuff, and then in the 50s it, like, reverted.
Yeah.
Because of the war and men coming home. So I'm wondering if, like, do you know if she had, like, maybe that's what happened?
I don't know. Because she didn't write, like, she hasn't written between that. Yeah, it's like those series and then present day. And there hasn't been anything in between. And, like, there might have been some history in the newer ones, but I won't lie, the most recent trilogy was, like...
Not for you?
I said there's too many characters. Like...
Yeah. Me with Kingdom of Ash.
Oh, no, I disagree on that one. Kingdom of Ash is a work of art. I don't care.
It's good. There were a lot of characters by that point. But because then, you know, maybe I'm just giving Cassandra Clare a reason that she hasn't addressed. but that could be a reason why. Because I know they're like hiding, like they use the...
Well, they're hiding in a church.
Right, but they use like runes.
And churches are historically extremely misogynistic. Like, to me, this is consistent.
Yeah, they use runes and stuff to like hide in plain sight. So like they don't interact with humans very much and all that. But maybe it was like, oh, in the 50s, it got really hard for like women to be taken seriously. So like the women just stopped going out, you know, as Shadowhunters.
Maybe.
I wonder if it's more of a like meta reason. We talked about this a bit with Maximum Ride, but in like the mid 2000s, the like badass girl power thing was really popular.
Yeah.
So like the, I guess, plot line of girls weren't allowed to do this, but now they can. Woo, go girls. In 2005 works way better than girls weren't allowed to do this thing because sexism. And I'm going to write that in 2024, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's just that I feel like it makes sense in the book to go along with history, right? To be like, yes, women in the Shadowhunters, much like in real history, weren't allowed to do much until like our grandparents and our parents' generation, right? So
yeah,
it makes sense. Like I was like, I don't question that. But then she wanted to write cool 1800s badass Shadowhunters, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But
she's just retconning herself.
Retcon.
It's fine with me.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
fine.
You can retcon things if they turn out to be
if you want to
bad.
Create a multiverse, then go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I just assumed it was because they're Catholic adjacent.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I was gonna say.
I mean, it's like I said, it was her original intent, I think, and it's fair, but she went back on it. That was my only point.
Yeah, and that's
I
fine.
think that's interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Weaponized incompetence is really annoying, but it's kind of funny when Isabella's doing it.
Yeah, I specifically support it around cooking.
You would.
As someone who hates to cook, I engage in weaponized incompetence around cooking sometimes, where I'm like, ooh.
Ooh, I can't boil an egg,
We all have
actually.
to cook a meal? Okay, how about I do brunch? I don't understand the enjoyment people take in cooking, but that's fine. I can understand other points of view.
Yeah, I mean, it's just because I'm really obsessed with food and also audiobooks, so doing them both at the same time is pretty exciting.
That's fair.
I'm basically a Labrador retriever. Except I'm not friendly. Anyway, Alec has never killed a demon.
Wow.
But from the way Jace phrases it, that Alec is too busy protecting Jace and Izzy, it seems like he's had opportunity. Have Jace and Isabel killed demons before? I guess we know Jace has.
Killed the one in the club, and I think it's assumed that Isabel has.
Yeah. Is this going to be significant? It feels significant to me.
Yeah. There's definitely something.
Can't wait to find out.
Is there like something that like happens to you when you kill a demon?
No.
No, it's just like bragging rights.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Great.
Yeah. Alec either has a lot of morals or he's a weenie.
Yeah. It's something happens to you and you feel embarrassed that you haven't killed a demon yet.
Yeah. He has performance anxiety about killing demons.
I mean, I was sitting here thinking like, oh, that's cool. You know, like he's not letting, like most young male characters, you end up with like, they get too focused on looking good and doing a thing. And so they lose sight of like protecting their friends or whatever. But it sounds like Alec focuses mostly on making sure everyone's still alive at the end. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah. Responsible.
Yeah. I wonder if that's going to change.
No, I'm afraid it's going to change. Listen, maybe it's like, you know how when we all worked together at an aquarium, I developed like a deathly fear of plumbing, even though it's not difficult. And also like half of the point of your job is to be able to do plumbing. Maybe this happened to Alec. He like didn't kill a demon one time and now he just can't do it ever.
Yeah.
Me trying to justify my Stupid brain activity.
Yeah.
Listen.
I bet there's going to be something about how Isabel has this Mundy who's in love with her now. Jace has this new, originally they thought she was a Mundy girl that he's hanging out with, and who's left? Alec by himself. Oh no, what's going to happen?
Oh no. Alec is quote unquote losing his sister and his parabatai all at the same time.
Both of them.
Wow. Poor guy.
Wow.
He was a dick in the other chapter, but based on this discussion that has no actual basis in the canon, Alec is now my favorite character.
Yeah, I bet.
I knew it.
I knew it.
Fucking predictable.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm still confused as to what Church the cat is.
He's a Persian cat who
Yeah,
can
You
talk.
never really
to
find
Jace.
out.
Oh
You
my
don't?
god.
Oh my god.
No, not really.
He's just a cool little guy.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, I mean, cats noted for being witch familiars.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, is this the reveal that Hodge is a warlock?
He's a warlock.
I
Dun,
guess
dun,
we'll never
dun.
I
know.
guess not. We'll never know. There's no possible way to find
There's
out.
no possible way to find out. Although, okay, wait. The other thing I want to talk about that I meant to talk about before I was talking about Church was that while we were talking about the soup, Isabel says she got the recipe from a water sprite. I thought they hated downworlders.
Again, I'd like
Yeah.
to remind everyone of the analogy that Cassandra is trying to use here, in
Right.
that the youth are not like their parents.
Okay.
Okay.
That's better than what I thought you were going to say, is that they're willing to take stuff from them when it benefits them. but
I thought you were
not-
going to say that the water sprites were like house elves and they're just like enslaved people.
No.
Okay.
Okay, the younger generation thinks downworlders are maybe okay, except for Jace, who's still kind of confused about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're all just kind of confused about it.
Yeah.
Jace represents like the jocks in high school
Wow.
who,
Jocks.
were like, I mean, actually, I don't know where I was going with this, because I think most of them ended up on the side of things that we don't always necessarily agree with, but there's
Yeah.
some good eggs there.
Some good
Okay.
eggs.
Like Travis Kelsey.
The good jocks. Yeah,
The
like
good
Travis
jocks.
Kelsey.
Uh-huh.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
a bunch of the football players in my high school were also on the musical theater group.
Oh.
So
You
them.
went to a
That's
different
a-
high school than I did.
I did not
True.
go to the High School Musical high school. That's for sure.
It sure sounds like you did.
No, because, oh, you're right. I went to the High School Musical high school after Zac Efron was there, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
After he bridged the divide.
After they whoa did not stick to the status quo.
Yeah, we did not, after we learned that, to not stick to the status quo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no bridge in my high school. It was very divided. You didn't have crossover.
Absolutely none.
Absolutely not.
I'm sure the like solely musical theater people and the solely football people were not psyched to have the people doing both. But that's fine.
Yep.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Cat.
The cat.
The cat is just a mysterious cat.
Yeah, okay. That's fine.
I mean, I feel like listen.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so funny specifically when your cat does it, but when your cat looks at things, it cracks me up. And I
Like-
think it's just because
Like the wall? Like
like when she's just looking around, her face is just like so funny.
yeah, she
Um,
has permanent angry eyebrows.
She has permanent angry face.
Yeah.
And then also she just looks kind of confused.
Yeah, so you're
when she's
imagining
looking
Church
around.
doing that.
So I'm imagining Church just being like, listen, I got a lot of things going on up here and none of them are what you expect them to be.
Yeah. None of them exist for very long.
Yeah. Just has a lot of things to think about for a short period of time.
Yeah.
I don't know where I
that's-
was going with that.
That's fine.
I think
I
it was
didn't-
just I imagine you getting your cat to like walk with you places.
Yeah,
You
she
know?
wouldn't walk with me places. She would walk somewhere and I would have to follow her, which is what Church does.
Which yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Jace is doing.
Yeah. Speaking of Jace, he's a dick in the most of this chapter. Probably because he saw his family's murderers. Sorry, his dad's murderers, not his both
Just
parents.
his dad.
Just his dad.
Just his dad.
Yeah, so understandable. And I guess he's also jealous of Simon, probably because, oh no, this new girl, Jace now has to address that she had a life previously.
Yeah.
That wasn't all about him, but he's being a dick, and then he just continues to be a dick. And then Clary's like, wow, I'm sorry that I snapped at you. And it's like, he should be apologizing, not her.
It's also, to be fair, a bad apology. Because she says, I'm sorry for snapping at you. And he's like, you did it a couple times. And she goes, well, so did you. It's like,
so
okay,
did you.
that's not...
Yeah. Good apologies all around.
Not ideal.
You know, I'm proud of them for apologizing at all at 15.
Yeah.
I guess.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now that you have pointed out that Jace's dad is the one who got murderized by Valentine's
goons.
People. His goons, that's the word.
Yeah.
Do they think that they're an incest on Jocelyn's side? I was assuming it was going to be a Valentine thing. But now, if Jace knows who his dad is the one who got murdered.
Maybe.
Did
I just dredge up memories from this book, or am I thinking of a different book? They maybe think that Jocelyn, like, Valentine is not Clary's dad. Jocelyn had a thing for somebody else.
An affair with Jace's dad?
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, what a love square.
What a love square. There's just a lot of angles here.
Just a lot of angles.
What a love tesseract. I guess we'll find out. That we will find out in this book.
Yeah, so that's good.
And then they go to the greenhouse.
And
look at magic
I tried to
plants.
look up what some of these plants were, but they're magic plants, so
yeah.
Who knows?
They did say specifically all of these plants are from Idris, right?
I think most of them are from...
Most, yeah.
Okay.
The drooping tree with silvery green leaves is probably some kind of willow. That's kind of the best I got.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's just a weeping willow, right?
I think so. Or like a silver willow. I think there's a couple kinds of
droopy tree
willows, droopy trees.
Wow. Anyway, this sounds like a rad greenhouse.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, sounds sick. And then
I like it.
Hodge does his reveal. Dramatic. Yeah. I'm kind of surprised that Hodge, so when Jace tells him what happened, he says the names of the guys, but for somehow Hodge doesn't know that those are the guys that killed Jace's parent or dad.
It seems like it.
Like, that's sort of strange that Jace, maybe it's because, well, no, because he didn't know that Hodge was in the circle. And because I was like, oh, maybe he knows that Hodge used to be friends with them, so he didn't want to bring it up, but he didn't know that. So,
but then he does tell Hodge their names. So like,
yes, but he specifically is like, but didn't tell him that it was the people who killed his dad. And it's like, why would Hodge not know that? You know?
Yeah, that's the part that is getting me about this.
Strange.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out later, maybe. Anyway, these guys are part of Hodge helped write the loyalty oath of the Circle of Raziel. And Raziel is, depending on like what, I guess, source you look at, like one of the archangels. And I think he's the archangel of, what was it? Mystery and secrets, which seems appropriate.
Is he an archangel?
I think so.
Pretty sure.
Okay.
There's like 4 accepted named archangels, and there are generally accepted to be 7 archangels in total, but like sometimes that number varies. I think some sources have up to 20, and like even among the most broadly accepted like 7 archangels, the names of the last 3 are like not consistent depending on what source you look at.
Right. Like I thought Raziel was like from not the standard set.
Yeah, he's not from the standard set.
But
the standard set is the standard set is Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel.
Right, okay.
And then there's other ones.
And then there's bonus archangels.
Bonus
like
angels.
Angel of Mysteries.
Yeah.
Neat. So is he bad? Good? I guess bad.
He's
if
secretive.
They're calling it the Circle of Raziel. And they're like, the Circle of Raziel does murder.
The Circle of Raziel does genocide.
Yeah. There was a book series I read where God and angels were real, much like in this series, I'm assuming. But God had been gone for like a super long time. And the angels just sort of like went feral trying to figure out like what they should do to like get him to come back.
Are you sure this was a book series? Or did you just watch the show Supernatural?
Oh, is that what happened in Supernatural? I didn't watch Supernatural, but so that's probably where they got it. But just by like following the rules left behind to like exactly what they said to try and figure it out. But anyway, that's what this feels like a lot too.
Yeah, I can see that.
The humans are like, wow, we gotta do this and we have no supervision and we're just trying to figure out what we can do to fix it instead of just like maintaining. They just don't want to like maintain things as they are. They're trying to like it sort of seems like they were given the angel blood to like protect humans, but they weren't given angel blood to like eradicate downworlders, you know? Like, that was maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but that's sort of, I'm like, I don't think you were supposed to go on the offensive. I think you were just supposed to stay like defensive.
I feel like that's such a human thing though.
Yeah.
Both with other groups of humans, which is more of a problem, but also even with humans are like, there are wolves here and the wolves are eating our sheep and we want to have the sheep here. So instead of just like protecting the sheep, we're going to go murder all the wolves.
Yeah, we're going to destroy every wolf in this forest.
Yeah. So I wonder if it's like that, where it's like, yeah, the intention was to protect yourself, but because they're humans, they take protect yourself to mean eliminate all of the threats.
Yeah.
I think it's upsetting from my removed position, but I can see the logic that led to this kind of behavior, unfortunately.
Yeah.
The purity of the bloodlines of Idris is nonsense.
Yeah. So the Circle of Raziel sucks, and I'm guessing like Hodge doesn't like defend it here.
No.
Or doesn't say like, and then we realized how bad it was.
Yeah. It's just a thing that happened.
Yeah. Like it was almost like Valentine turned against Shadowhunters, and that was too far, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't the rest of the plan.
Yeah.
Sam just chortling in the background.
Right. I mean, if we go with the Harry Potter thing and the purity of bloodlines, it makes sense that it's like, oh yeah, this is the Shadowhunters are doing whatever, wiping out our enemies. And also now that we have done some of that, it turns out our enemies are also us if you like have a baby with a non-Shadowhunter or
if
whatever.
Your baby gets werewolf disease.
Yeah.
You have to kill your baby.
Yeah.
I was also sort of expecting Hodge to react to Lucian Greymark.
Me too.
Because I thought it was going to turn out that they were buddies because of the last chapter.
Yeah. Because like if Jocelyn and Luke were buddies before Jocelyn left, and Hodge knew Jocelyn from before Jocelyn left, surely he should know who Luke is. Maybe he'll react to that later. Maybe that wasn't big enough news in contrast to the circle is rising again.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I assumed that since Luke had the same weapon, that it was going to be like, and like, I think you said last time, like, oh, and they were the Parabatai.
They were Parabatai.
They were BFFs, probably.
I feel like it says something about me that the one, like, fantasy word that I can remember right now is the one that means
found family
they're basically brothers, but they're not actually.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it's shocking.
Fucking embarrassing.
Everyone's shocked.
Somehow it still surprises me.
Somehow.
You know how, like, every month you're like, wow, why am I so cranky, and also started crying for no reason? And then 2 days later you're like, oh, I'm bleeding.
Oh, my period started. How?
And it's like, it's been 20 years. I will remember nothing from this next time.
I will learn nothing.
I feel like that's me. I will learn nothing from this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Great.
Yeah, we finished part 1 of this book. Go us.
Yeah. Wow.
I feel like it was not that many
It was
chapters.
9 chapters.
9 chapters. They're long chapters, though.
They are long chapters. You know, I feel like just generally sometimes books wait way too long to drop like a really obvious bomb, like, oh, she was Valentine's wife. It's like we had all, I'm sure, even people who weren't reading it in this dumb way were like, we get it. She's Valentine's wife. It's obvious.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Yeah, everybody gets
Except
it.
Clary.
Except Clary. Although I guess we are also thinking that there's something else going on with Clary other than just this. So maybe I should wait to say I'm not annoyed with it. But
I mean, this specific thing, it's like, okay, yes, you gave us enough information that we could figure it out, and then you confirmed it.
and then you dropped it
Great.
at the right moment. Excellent.
Yeah.
Perfect. Good story building.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've talked about this a little bit before, but because Cassandra Clare actually seems to know what she's doing, it makes it like feel like there's more weight to reading into random nonsense lines.
Yeah.
Like if you try to read into a, God forbid, a Maximum Ride line, it's like they're gonna forget they said that by the next chapter.
Yeah.
But with this one, it's like, I know she said this exact thing on purpose.
Yeah. She thought
so
about
I'm
it.
gonna figure out why. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
I am also at the point in this book where I am getting annoyed at our podcast format.
Yeah.
We read one chapter and I'm like, okay.
Can we read the next one though?
Like, what else?
What next? Tragic. This is the first time this has happened.
To be fair, I think it usually happens faster
That's true.
with the other books. Like with
Yeah.
Maximum Ride, you read 4 chapters twice and then you're like, oh, okay,
And then they're still
that's
in
enough.
Central Park
Yeah.
though. How did that happen?
And then they go back to Central Park. They left and came back to Central Park twice in 4 chapters, actually.
Yeah, which was only 18 sentences. It was
It was
so
only-
wild.
Yeah, it actually
Oh
all
my
happened within 3
God.
paragraphs.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not reading that book. But what we should do is guess what's going to happen next in this book that we're currently
Oh,
reading.
yeah, good idea.
So, Sam,
Yeah.
tell us the chapter title and the sentence.
Well, good news. Chapter 10 is called City of Bones.
Oh,
Whoa!
is that
They
allowed?
said the thing.
They said the thing, and your sentence is, there was a moment of astonished silence before both Clary and Jace began speaking at once.
Wow.
They hadn't figured it out yet.
They had figured it out
No.
yet. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wow.
So Clary is going to be reeling from this news for a little while.
Yeah. Okay, based on the chapter title, City of Bones, I
Yeah.
think this is going to be another info dump chapter
Yeah.
where she gets a bunch of information about the history of the Shadowhunters.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be more specifically about the Accords, which is when the Circle, I think, murdered a bunch of Downworlders, or tried to. I'm getting it confused with another book that I just read where the same kind of thing happened.
They tried to.
But it was Bride by Ali Hazelwood. They tried to?
They tried
Yeah.
to.
Okay, see, in Bride they succeeded.
And then they got into
in
a
the
fight with
past.
themselves, right?
And then they get into
Yeah.
a fight with themselves.
And then the circle lost.
Yeah, and they razed the city to the ground somehow, and that's why it's of bones now. It used to be of something else.
Oh,
That's what I think.
wow.
So
Yeah,
apparently that's
sure.
a bad idea.
No, I'm like,
Oh.
I didn't even think about that.
Idris still exists.
Is Idris the city of
so
bones?
Idris is the city of bones.
No.
Bope.
Idris is the city of glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. But the throne of glass is not in Idris.
The throne of glass
It's
is
not
somewhere
that's
else.
a different thing.
That was
Yeah.
also a glass castle, though.
It was also a
It wa-
glass
yeah.
castle,
That's confusing.
but it wasn't a whole city. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Hannah?
Yeah, Sam, were the Accords held in Idris, or were they in like a neutral territory or
Oh,
something?
they were in
Ooh.
Idris.
They were in Idris.
Yeah.
I wonder if the city of bones is a Downworlder city. Do the Downworlders have cities?
Oh, I'm so excited for you to find out what
So
it is.
exciting.
Because
What if
there's
the
like all
city
this
is-
hype, and it's like not even
A
like,
place that really
It's gonna
exists.
be nothing.
No, it is. It is.
Okay.
It's gonna be
You,
like
just
Staten
you haven't
Island.
gotten anywhere even like close.
What if the
Oh.
city of bones is just New York?
It's just New York.
It probably is.
Yeah. So-
Wow.
no, it's New Jersey.
It's
I just had a realization though that I may have. Maybe I'm not fully remembering. Anyways, we'll find out together.
we'll find out together
out
as a
together.
team.
I may have
Wow.
led you slightly astray, but I don't remember if you guessed this, and my brain is soup, as I mentioned earlier, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
If it helps, I don't remember anything I've said on a previous episode,
That's
so
great.
it
Me
won't
neither.
matter if you said no.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
I like that you're throwing us off the scent, but
Yeah.
accidentally.
Yeah.
I don't think you've gotten close.
The most obvious is like
Oh.
a cemetery, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Like,
Like
do they have a place where
a
they
city of mausoleums.
bury Shadowhunters? We can't possibly know enough at this point.
No.
I guess we'll find
Guess
out.
we'll find out.
Sam's done with us guessing. We didn't guess.
Like, shut
wait,
up
no.
and let me go to
They
bed.
they
Accurate.
expose.
No.
They exposition.
Uh-huh.
And then
they're gonna exposit.
Yeah, again,
verb?
they're gonna have to get the heck out of Dodge at some point.
Yeah. Well, now that there has been a big reveal, and Jace had his big reveal in the previous chapter, the two of them definitely are now going to go herring off after some mission.
I bet
I know you've
something
said
happens.
that 4 chapters in a row, but
I bet something happens with Simon. Maybe he collapses. I don't know. Maybe they're sick. He's sick because he's in the church or something.
yeah.
Something has to happen to get them out again, or they get attacked.
Yeah. I still like the Simon gets kidnapped theory, because something terrible is going to happen to him at some point.
Yeah, well, I don't think he gets kidnapped from their house, right?
Oh, true. That would be difficult.
That would be wild.
That would be wild.
No,
Maybe
I
Luke
think
shows up?
yeah. Oh, maybe.
Probably not. I think I just want Luke to show up,
Yeah.
because he's the only character I remembered literally anything about.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea what's going to happen. All I know is there's exposition that's going to happen in the next chapter.
100%
Probably.
exposition, yes.
Great. Did we get it?
I think we did it.
We just guessed as their
Yeah.
exposition. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. Good fucking prediction.
I don't know. They didn't help us with the chapter title. Maybe they go to the
No.
City of Bones. Maybe
They're
it's
gonna go to the
maximum
City of
ride
Bones.
speed.
Hey.
They go there through a 5-dimensional door.
Oh, yeah. They did get from Luke's house to the Institute very quickly.
Yeah.
Also, I think it was just a formatting issue in the ebook, but they were like, we're getting on the subway. And then the next paragraph, Simon was like, whoa, you live here? And I was like, what? On the subway?
Yeah.
Oh, there's like a gap, like you
Yeah.
know, where they
Okay.
do like a break between paragraphs.
okay.
A
Yeah.
like propeller spin. Yeah.
Yeah. I assumed there must have been one, and it just like didn't copy over in the formatting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was very confused for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Or maybe
Anyway.
they're under siege. Who knows?
Oh, by some
Monsters.
Forsakens monsters.
Great. Well, great guesses, all of me and Hannah. Thanks
Yeah.
for keeping us on the rails, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And now let's talk about what else we're reading. Let's move off of this book and on to some other books. Can you tell I'm vamping because I forgot to open Goodreads?
Classic.
If only I'd done this podcast like even once before.
Like 106 times already,
yeah. I don't think I've picked up much new since we last recorded. I finished I said I finished The Apple Tree Throne by Premi Mohammed, and then I
Mm-hmm.
barely started And What Can We Offer You Tonight, also by Premi Mohammed.
Oh.
I remembered that I wanted to read The Apple Tree Throne, and then I was like, wow, all of her books are available at the library. And then I just borrowed 3 of them. So,
Wow, nice.
because, sometimes you just need an 130-page book.
Yeah,
That's
love
great.
that.
So,
It's good
yeah,
stuff.
I started that, and that's all I've started.
Yeah, I also haven't started anything new from last thing, except I did start listening to the new Ali Hazelwood novella, which is Two Can Play, but I didn't even
Mhm.
finish that, and it's only 4 hours long, so
Wow, same vibe.
yeah, we're doing great
We're doing
over in
great.
this house.
Yeah.
Yep.
Listen, it hasn't been that long. We're pre-recording
that.
some stuff.
Yeah. I will say I made it over 50% in Phantasma, which
Oh.
I'm proud of myself for because that's a big book.
You
That's
should
a
be.
big book.
Yeah. So I did accomplish stuff, but I couldn't finish it.
That's fair.
So
Oh, like, did you DNF it, or did you just not?
no,
Okay.
like I just couldn't finish it between last
Gotcha.
recording and this recording. It is very good. It's very much my shit. It's the first time in a while I've read a book that like I probably could have stayed up until 2 a.m. reading.
Oh.
Wow.
But I'm still
for you.
like, thank you.
Mhm.
I'm still recovering from boat life, so I
Yeah,
like
that'll do
physically
it.
cannot.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, we've made it to like 52%.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah. Well, since last we spoke, I listened to The Phantom Toll Booth by Norton Jester.
Tell me all your thoughts and feelings.
It is the most Sophie-ass book.
So good.
I can see why you liked it. Yeah. It's just it's like just wordplay.
Yeah.
That's the book.
Yeah.
It's wordplay the book.
They jump to conclusions at one point.
Yeah.
And they end up on an
it's really
island.
easy to jump to conclusions.
Because they jump to conclusions. The island is named Conclusions.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then they have to swim back because you can't jump away from conclusions.
No.
What a good book. Okay. Carry on.
Yeah, that was a good time. And I'm still working on The Mask of Mirrors. And I also started listening to Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monica Blackgoose, our November book. But I've listened to literally one chapter, so not much to say on that one yet.
I told myself I was going to do an audiobook for that, and then I went to the bookstore to take a picture of it, and then I ended up buying it because I read the back, and I was like, oh, yeah, this does sound good.
Oh,
I want it. Cool, and it has a really cool cover.
It does have a cool cover.
Yeah.
Great.
If you liked this chapter of Midlight Crisis, consider rating and reviewing us on Spotify or your podcatcher of choice. You can talk to us and find fun-related content on social media. We are at Midlight Pod on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Tumblr, and Blue Sky. And all chapters of the show thus far are available on our website, midlightpod.podbean.com, and on YouTube.
And Simon quoting my adorable puppy when two people are petting him, but one person is then petting Sophie's cat. I don't like cats.
It's so true.
Oh my gosh.
He likes cats. I think he has
cats.
Too much energy for Sophie's cat specifically.
Yeah.
So they have a love-hate relationship.
As far as I can tell, the problem is not your dog Rocky. The problem is Sophie's cat Totoro.
Rocky can be the problem sometimes. Let's not give him so much credit here, but
they can both be the whole problem.
They can both be the problem.
Yeah, they just on different days are different percentages of the problem, you know?
Yeah. Rocky is only not the problem when he's exhausted, but if he's like hyped up, it's been raining all day, he hasn't done much outside, he is 1000% the problem.
He did get very dramatic one time that Sam pet Totoro when she walked by instead of petting him.
Yeah.
What did he do?
He just, I don't even remember. What did he do?
He like jumped to his feet and was like, and then you stopped. And so.
See, I don't even remember.